being Christ, a mystic. The message of Jesus is still not fully understood to this day. The world ego tends to want to see Jesus as it wants to see him. By striving for a real understanding of the message, the kingdom is within, gives a solid hint of what Jesus was implying as truth. This kingdom is not a place per se, but a state of consciousness, a supreme state that elevates one's status to the level of celestial royalty. To the world ego, the definition of a mystic is a person who is on a path toward self-realization, the union with ultimate reality. It may also mean one who has already achieved the goal, but in truth reveals one's non-reality. The kingdom of heaven may have been a misquote, or may have been a misunderstood, or even mistranslated from the original Greek. The term within, or entos in Greek, has other potential translations, like among or in the midst of. The idea of an everywhere or omnipresence. It is important to note that Jesus' quote may have been a statement on the mystical nature of the teaching about living versus the superficial value, appearance, or implication of something. This is the modus operandi, which is a Latin phrase that means mode of operating, referring to that which describes one's characteristic way or method for doing something, or method of operation for an organization or organism. Mysticism is the unfoldment of the Christ consciousness, the mystical understanding. This means the transcendent overcoming of the non-existent person and the acceptance of the only reality. This state of enlightenment with the stage of the presence as the establishment of righteousness, the truth meaning of a holy land. The truth goes beyond any obedience, self-control, or love of friend or enemy. Mysticism is about the complete trust in the non-existence of the world ego. Religion keeps one within the mind and in the cycle of birth and death. Mysticism is the gold standard for the complete abnegation of a concept of self, This self-denial is what the Buddha taught as anatta, no self. One becomes a mystic once total renunciation, rejection, and surrender of all concepts of the world ego is sustained. The way a real mystic looks is of no account. There is no need for acts of service or humility towards so-called humanity. Due to the erudite having great gnosis of higher learning, the supreme reality is the only truth. 1 John chapter 5 verse 4. For one who has been born of truth overcomes the world ego. And this is the victory that has overcome the world. 1 John chapter 4 verse 4. Little child, you are from truth and overcome them, the world ego. For Christ, who is in you, is greater than ego, who is in the world. First John 5:5. Who is it that overcomes the world except one who trusts Christ is within? This is the reality of Christ within consciousness, and this state reveals the mystic. Who can truly explain a mystery? Mysticism is the inner over outer understanding of wholeness. Some call God, which is the unchanging, underlying principle. The mystic is an instrument, which is really the unseen, while the mystery is the realm of all that is seen, yet has in and of itself being nothing. Mysticism is the glory of Christ, the glorified consciousness that is represented as a star. Gratitude for this holy day, filled with the innocence and purity of peace.